Mario Brothers. You gotta save us.
I'd really like to help you, King Mackerel, but...
What's the matter? You aren't afraid of King Koopa, are you?
Of course I'm not afraid of Koopa. I'm afraid of the water.
It is a legend no one will forget. Everybody thought the Super Show was as bad as a Mario cartoon could be. And then, the sequel attacked. Deke was back! With the zaniest danger ever known, even more animation errors. With their useless Mario trivia, Delfino and Peach will watch every single episode and complete the Supershow Saga.
I don't know, I'm all coffee. The mac and cheese is not going down my throat as well as I thought it would.
Oh no.
I'll be fine. Just gotta drink water.
Water.
Scoot, what should I do? Yeah, and? Scoot, say banana.
Oh my god.
As a Vine Sauce thing, I'll send that to you. It's that he really, really, really loves the villager Scoot from Animal Crossing. It's his favorite villager. So he makes a terrible voice for him that's like a duck voice, but not really, and he goes... It's very similar to the meat.
That sounds like a spawn from hell.
He's not. He's a lovable duck, but it's that he can't say banana.
All right.
Oh, Scoot banana. I don't
Oh,
want Scott
okay.
banana.
I forgot. I forgot something. Let me mute myself for a few seconds.
Okay. Okay, we'll watch this video while it plays.
Bombshell. Scoot could use more attack than Vine Sauce could. God damn it, Scoot!
I'm sorry, I was really hungry. I was hungry.
It was in the 3DS
I just really
version.
wanted a banana. I really wanted a banana.
Scoot, are you okay?
I can't say the word. I try to say the word, but I can't say it. Banana.
Well, I hope whoever was choking is not anymore. All right, I'll be frank with you.
Right now. Okay, let's pause this video. Yeah, it was the old days of Utopia where to get someone to have a green face, you had to put green glasses on them and all these different accessories. You couldn't use masks yet. It's the ages of... Oh my... What is this nonsense? You can move anywhere. Space. I think the people in the Heroes server are right. Lance people are way too overpowered. They need a nerf soon. We're going crazy.
Is that a discussion on the Fire Emblem Heroes meta?
Yeah. Apparently the new problem is that between class balancing, Lance's got there's so many Lances. Slight upgrade because there were so many swords before, and now it's turning into nothing can kill them. Absolutely nothing can kill them. Like, here, Peach, give your verdict on this happening.
Marth versus Ephraim.
Yeah. Marth's attack 63, Ephraim's defense 37. Doing 0.
Is that legendary Ephraim or?
I think that's his duo.
His duo, yeah. Duo units are whack.
Duo units are also broken whack.
Should we talk about Splatoon or something?
Yeah. So.
Are we recording?
Yes, we are recording.
Oh.
Okay.
Splatoon is something I know about.
It is something. You're so good at it, Vaz. You recently got X rank.
Oh my god, thank you. Yes, a few weeks ago I finally broke into X rank in Splatoon.
It was the best.
I don't know why, why people get so invested into something that brings them so much suffering, and we keep going back to it. It's like,
okay, you first though.
oh no, you first. I'll just ramble mindlessly.
You are ever the gentleman. We are all gonna ramble endlessly. That's what this podcast is for. I feel that is the sunk cost fallacy, where even though it doesn't bring you joy anymore, the more time you've spent doing something, the less inclined you are to just drop it out of your life. It's like how World of Warcraft people just kept playing WoW because it's been there for like 15 years. You know, you can't drop it. It's been so long.
I know. Just breaking the habit.
Gigantic expose for people to finally say, I've had enough with this game. I'm out. It's like watching a TV show is the same way. I hear people who liked Game of Thrones suffered the sunk cost fallacy with the last season. I didn't watch it, but apparently
that was...
Each episode they're sitting through it going, well, it's gonna get better. I mean, you know, just making excuses, and it's like,
it's just how it goes.
Oops.
I mean,
that was awful back then.
Yeah.
I remember.
What's your story with Phineas and Ferb, Peach?
I love Phineas and Ferb to death. I have so much Phineas and Ferb stuff. Like the other day, I found some Perry the Platypus socks, and I bought them immediately.
It's a problem.
But as I've sat on the show since it's ending, I'm like, I didn't really like season 4 all that much.
Season 4 was the first to really suffer from hiatus brain.
Yeah.
I mean, hiatus brain is a common occurrence that also intersects with the sunk cost fallacy, which is a show will go on hiatus for a couple months because they haven't really planned out these episodes to be released in succession. Like, they've only worked on 3 episodes, and then they twiddle their thumbs and go, can you wait 5 more months? Thanks. So while everyone's waiting, they gain hiatus brain, where their brains make up better plot lines and more interesting stories than the writers are currently working and doing. And when you get back into the show and you don't have your hopes exceeded because of your hiatus brain, you go, well, what happened? John Locke was supposed to be Endgame. It was right there. What's going on? And it's like, there never was any John Locke. Stephen Moriarty hates you. He hates his fans.
Yeah, I feel like that hit really hard with Phineas and Ferb.
You think you got hiatus brain?
As it kept going on, each time it came back, it had to be for some, big special. And so, you couldn't have any normal, filler episodes anymore. It all had to be some grand thing. And it's just
liar reveal!
I miss all the little middle-of-the-road episodes that are just silly and mundane. That, I think my favorite season 4 episode is the one, Backyard Hodgepodge, which is just a silly little nothing episode where they got that internet guy Perry Grip on,
who wrote Cat Flushing a Toilet. That's the best song I know from him. What is his name?
It's just so dumb. It's got the joke about Doofenshmirtz stacking buckets in his lap.
Too many buckets. Yeah, I feel also Phineas and Ferb, it is the mundanities of summer, but it's also the excitingness of summer. So not everything can be a huge special, wow, it's I don't know, it's just day.
It just makes me think of the winter opening, where one of their activities is shoveling snow off the drive, and they're like, well, it can't all be fun.
Is the truth
of
life. Have you ever experienced the sunk cost fallacy and or hiatus brain?
I think I have.
You think so?
Yes, particularly with anime. It seems to be a common thing. You find this show that you really like, and there's only one season out or something at the moment, and you binge it, and you can't stop thinking about it for a while, and then you forget about it, and just 2 or 3 years after second season releases, and you feel this great disconnect between how it felt.
That's definitely hiatus brain at work.
I have a very bad habit.
I mean,
of
I
just
can't
making
come
the
up with a
fandoms that are
specific
completely
example, but it's sure something I've gone through before.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
have
it
any
all
series
makes
you want
sense.
to note?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Do you have any series that you want to note as being those that you jump into and you are just dying for something for a month and then it goes away as the next series comes along?
I guess the most recent one that I saw was, oh my god, whatever it was called. My teen rom-com was wrong as I expected. I
The
think that's the
Snafu?
name of it. Yes.
Snafu is
Yes.
like 3 seasons! You got content, man.
I
It was
mean,
more so thinking One Punch Man.
One Punch!
oh yeah, for sure. That
We were done too
second
nicely with One Punch Man. And our dad especially,
second
who
season
loved
was
watching
so
it.
underwhelming.
I don't know. Whenever our dad doesn't like a show, he gets like... he's like he pooped in his diaper. Our dad does not wear diapers.
Wow, okay.
Thanks for making that clarification.
This is very, we just should clarify it. But it's in the way that it's like, once his expectations haven't been met, he goes through the entire season being like, well, it's not as good. It's like, stop grumbling, Dad. We're trying to make happy...
I wonder if that grumpiness comes with age.
Lemons into lemonade.
We're trying to turn that frown into a middle line. It doesn't have to be totally upside down, but we're trying to make something out of this. He just, anytime Don Quixote comes on TV, an ad for it, the show, anything at all, he turns up his nose at it. It's like to say, Dad,
I don't
chill
know why
out.
he's so invested in Don Quixote.
No, it's Don Quixote.
Well, it's based on Don
Yes,
Quixote.
it is based on Don Quixote. But I think it's that it looks like a ripoff of
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers. And the puppetry, very much, it's not Sesame Street level. But it's not hurting anybody.
It just makes me think of when, in high school, me and my friends did a sock puppet version of Beowulf.
As Peach was saying...
That was kind of the end of the story.
Okay. Well, I remember it as they did sock puppet Beowulf and everybody else just kind of moved their hand a bit, but then Peach was like all into the theatrics.
I have my Muppet training.
Ah! The puppet like wiggles and screams.
I did an entire project on Jim Henson once. Like, I know my way around
Muppetry. I mean, my favorite part about that was that the sock puppets worked because when they rip off Grendel's arm, you just ripped out a pipe cleaner from the sock. It was so funny. Wow. Anyways.
I wonder if I have that recorded anywhere.
It's on the iPad. It's on
Perhaps.
Dad's iPad. But
I think I begged my friend to record it because I'm like, this is so funny. We did sock puppet Beowulf.
Please. I will see if I can share it. But we've been here for 15 minutes and not even saying what this is all about. This is the Supershow Saga featuring me, Delfino,
Me, Peach,
and a special guest star, Vazpayd.
Yes.
What kind of stuff do you do, Vaz?
Oh, that's a heavy question. I guess I don't do much, to be honest. I'm just some guy who moderates a Discord server, and I don't really produce content of any kind. I play a lot of Splatoon.
You produce
Splatoon
content.
Yes, I clip my kills and I upload them to a Twitter account, and that's about it.
Yep. That's all I do with my Twitter.
You like exiles?
That's what it is for. I won't dip my toes into the rest of that society.
The society?
The society of the squid kid.
The Octo Society. Oh, squids or octolings? Which one?
I myself am a squid boy, but I have nothing against octos.
I am the same.
They're fine. I think they need more hairstyles.
That's true.
People make
Yes, yes,
fun
for
hair.
sure.
Yeah.
We need cuttlefish people.
You mean Pearl?
She's not a cuttlefish.
She's got tiny ears.
Well, that doesn't mean
That's
she's a
that's always
cuttlefish.
been confusing for me because they are the granddaughters of a cuttlefish, right? Or at least that's his name.
Oh, of Captain Cuttlefish, the Squid Sisters.
Yes.
I mean, he's named after a cuttlefish, but I don't think he is a cuttlefish.
Nah.
It's so confusing.
Too
I
many
mean,
species.
if you meet a person and he's called Mr. Human,
Yeah.
But he's a dog.
Lieutenant Human. But he's a monkey.
Mr. Maid. But it's a dog.
Sure. What do you think about pet names, Vaz? When you name pets, do you like to go with little cute names like Waffles, Lemon, or do you give them full titles like Lydia, Mr. Darcy?
I hadn't had a lot of pets in my life, but I like giving them names that you would expect the person to have.
You like giving them human names? George.
Yes. Yes, I had a pair of turtles when I was little. One of them was called Eduviges, and the other one was called Maximiliano. So I would talk about them just like they were friends or neighbors, and whenever anyone would ask me about it, I would just go, "No, they are my pets." I don't know. I always like getting those reactions.
That is fun.
My friend has 2 rescue dogs. Their names are Linda and Mia.
Mia, I let pass, but Linda...
It's very funny because Linda is also the name of her mother-in-law.
Yeah, it sounds like an aunt name.
That's me right now. I'm trying to aim for one of my aunt's foster cats. You can't have cats at our home right now, but I'm really trying to push the envelope to let that be broken. And I want to rename the kitty, but that name is coincidentally my dad's name. It's spelled differently, but when I explain it to people, I say, yeah, it's his name. Just like, I don't want to inform you that I'm a total nerd, total weeb.
That's why we have to go with Uni.
Well, listen, Uni can be another kitty that we get. We can have 2 kitties.
You make it sound like we can have 1 kitty.
I want a kitty. We can have Sooty.
Well, I also want a kitty, and Sooty is a perfect name.
Sooty.
She's got a little dusty face.
So, no, Sooty, I named her Sooty. Her name was Sophie. Again, a person name, but I made her name Sooty because she crawled up into my aunt's chimney and was all gray.
That's so cute.
She was so cute. So we gave her a bath and she's shivering when she's taking the bath, and I swaddled her all close to my chest.
Delfino has the most perfect picture of she's sitting on the bed, and so he just peeks her little head out over the corner. And
she was curious to see me, and I'm like, oh.
That's so precious.
I'll send it over to you. One moment. Get us started on the podcast.
Oh, we should probably start on this episode.
Yeah.
Vaz, have you ever watched any episodes of the Super Mario show before?
Before the one that I watched for recording this podcast, no.
Oh.
No, and I must tell you, it was quite the experience.
I feel like we gave you a really weird one.
I was just like, this is kind of a aquatic episode. We should get a Splatoon person on.
That makes sense.
It's about the closest we're ever going to get.
The whole thing, I was getting confused and going like, okay, that sort of makes sense. Then everything just fell apart again. And
yep.
oh boy.
It all falls apart.
I am quite curious. Because this show was aired back in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 89
so,
for the Supershow.
So given I think I'm older than both of you, this is not something that you would likely have watched back then in your CRT TVs, right?
Well, it kind of was because I don't know. Apparently, I've grown up learning. I came from a not super rich family. We were fine, but apparently I wasn't living that glamorous, opulent life of DVDs and this and that, and so we had a lot of like used VHSs and DVDs we'd rent out. And one of my favorite things to rent out was Mario cartoon, just because I saw it. I'm like, that's Mario. I know Mario.
Yeah, you were younger when you watched it. I was a bit long in the tooth, as you say.
Okay.
So the show was definitely a part of your childhoods.
Definitely mine. Apparently not Peach's, but for me, I would point and be like, "That's Mario. That's Mario. I'm gonna watch Mario." I did not see it on TV though. It was all DVDs after the fact.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I guess that was more or less similar to the relationship I had
with media. Yeah.
So today's episode is called The Ugly Mermaid. I was curious if it came out after or before The Little Mermaid by Disney.
It was after. Because what kind of title would be if it was just The Ugly Mermaid?
I mean, The Little Mermaid has existed for a very long time as a story.
That's true.
And so they could have based it off that, but I'm pretty sure they did it because of The Little Mermaid by Disney.
I'm pretty sure Sean Roche had his kid. His kid was watching it over and over and over at their house, and he's just going, "Save me. I can't work," and he gets to work and he starts writing out the script for Little Mermaid, and he's like, "Oh shoot!"
He starts drawing fish people.
He's like, "Oh no!" And then Perry Martin opened the door and was like, "Here, I'll help write it better for you. Just don't worry. It's not forever terrible." But I give Perry Martin so much credit and Sean Roche so much crap because they wrote the episode together. This is the first time we see Roche write anything for the Supershow for Mario 3. But he did a lot of stuff, and he was the head writer for most of Superbook. Have you heard of Superbook?
Is it that Bible thing?
Yes.
Great.
I have not. What is that?
I'll send the IMDb page over.
I just keep thinking of that one crappy video that Saberspark watched of Gator's Pond.
That's the lowest in.
It was like this gospel choir group that made a really terrible animated TV show.
That's about as low as you can get. This one was fine. Okay, I'll give Superbook some credit. It has like real voice actors.
Oh my god, the
Like
computer-generated
Brian Drummond,
graphics.
The old Vegeta.
Oh, okay.
Is Peter's all these other people, there are names attached. It's just like, what? What is this show?
I don't know.
Okay.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You went from this to that. Okay, sir.
You gotta make that paycheck.
You gotta make the money.
I always think of that quote from Dennis Hopper when he was talking about doing the Mario movie. His son came up and he was like, "Dad, why were you in that terrible Mario movie?" And he's like, "Well, son, sometimes you gotta do things in order to buy you new shoes." And the kid goes, "Dad, I didn't need shoes that bad."
So heartless. Anyways, so that was Sean Roche, but Perry Martin is a guy who wrote a bunch of classics for the Super Show. We've been over those episodes before, but it was things like The Unzappables, Mario of the Deep.
Did he write all of these underwater themed episodes?
And he also wrote Oh Brother for us.
Huh.
So I think he just likes writing in things underwater.
Maybe he just really liked the frog suit.
Maybe that too. But a lot of his... I think he also did... Let me look. Hold on. I wrote all his stuff down before. It was... King Mario of Cramelot, Mario the Deep, Mario Meets Koopzilla, Adventures of Sherlock Mario, Koopa Claus, Unzappable, The 10 Koopa Commandments, and Raiders of the Lost Mushroom.
Okay.
So many references.
So
Oh my gosh.
many. A lot of Super Show episodes were, hey, what movies have we watched recently?
Little Mermaid? Okay.
Yeah, let's just do that. Cool. Let's do it. Okay.
I mean, it worked out for them.
It does. It's easy script writing because someone else wrote the story for you. That's being quite mean.
Alright, so we start things off with listening to the Super Mario Bros. 3 underwater theme. I really like this version of the theme. Like, everybody always goes with the classic underwater theme.
Yeah.
But I like the Mario 3 one.
What do you think?
That's all I have to say.
What have you thought about the music in the show, Vaz?
I must say it was very pleasant that they used the same soundtrack as you hear in the video game.
Yeah.
As well as the sound effects.
Yeah.
Like whenever they're hopping around and you hear the
Yeah, you hear the frog hops.
Oh, we heard a lot of frog hops in this episode.
Much frog action, because this is, I think, one of the first episodes where we're in a power-up the entire time. We don't get the power-up and go, Super Mario! Or something silly.
Well, to be fair, that's how you use the frog suit in the game.
You just
pretty much wear it and you don't take it off.
Yes. And then you get past the underwater part and you are like, what the heck? Why am I still a frog? I don't want to jump awkwardly like this.
But get out of that frog suit as fast as possible.
Get out ASAP.
But you don't want to take damage because it's a special power-up.
It is, but can you take it off? I don't think you can de-equip it.
No, you can't. The only way you can get it off you is by
to override it.
taking that.
Oh, and then it goes into storage? Or is that Mario World that introduced?
That's Mario World. This one was... Well, this one kind of had storage where you could find power-ups on the, like, menu screen and then, like, hold on to them and use them before you enter a stage.
Okay. I have not
played yes, Mario I remember 3.
That. It's a big shocker. I have not played Mario 3. What am I doing?
Alright, so at first I thought they were going to make one of my favorite dumb jokes where they go, stroke, stroke, stroke. I think I'm going to have one.
No, although Mario does mention death later in this episode.
There's so much death in this episode.
Oh, he does. He does.
Quite morbid.
Alright, I wanted to point out the introduction. Like, I believe the very first dialogue that we hear is Koopa. As Bowser is riding around his Doom sub and making all of these Koopa puns.
It's
like they just exactly. Or I'll turn this Metropolis underwater city into Cooptropolis. Like
he wants everything to be cooped up.
We gotta coop everything. Woot woot. Fly in the Koopa.
He made that pretty clear, yeah.
Yes. I just want to know who's in charge of this camera, because, dear God, the camera at the beginning of this episode feels like I'm on a submarine filming.
Well, it's definitely when they're underwater, they want to show you that they're underwater by applying a after effect to the visuals.
Yeah, but the camera keeps going like wavy. Up and down, and it's like, whoa, I'm
gonna hurl. Yeah, they apply this grainy water filter, which already the episodes are blurry as heck. Now they get even blurrier.
It's fine. Maybe if they blur it enough, we won't have to watch it. I make it sound like I wasn't enjoying this episode.
It's all Peach is I'm frying her brain by rewatching this show. Do you know that drug PSA about your brain is an egg, and then they fry the egg and they go, this is your brain on drugs. Any questions? It's like, well, yes, many, several. But I don't think you'll answer them for me, sir. It's like this is the show. This is the show on drugs. Any questions?
So So we're underwater this episode, and I don't know why the underwater looks like the grid from Tron.
It looks like a grid? I did not notice that.
It looks like a graph paper underwater area. It's like, when I think of a marine landscape, this was not the first place my mind went.
Strange. What did you think of the setting, Vaz?
It was, I mean, not much to comment on it. They pretty much, like from the get go, you can tell what the episode's going to be about. They don't take long to show that submerged civilization.
Yeah.
My attention went immediately to it because as soon as I saw it, I was reminded of one of my pet peeves of whenever they show like underwater civilizations in shows and media.
What is
which
that
is
pet peeve?
Why the heck do they feel like they need to isolate themselves in like this capsule, like this air containing capsule? They are sea dwellers. They are sea dwellers. Why is there air in their city?
I know.
Like they are supposed to be adapted to living underwater. So. Exactly.
But no, truly the worst logical thing about this episode is the world building, which is the mer people can only breathe water. And so to be in their city, they have to wear suits. It's like if people wanted to live on a lava planet. It's like we went around and our town was in the volcano and we had to put on a hazmat suit before we got into the volcano. It's like, why are we doing this?
Why you could just go over here to the non-volcano area.
The only logic I could have maybe understood is that their legs are human-like, so they're good at walking around and not really...
Oh, yeah, that was strange as well.
At least with the Zoras, they can do over and underwater, so it makes sense for them to have air in their home civilization.
Yeah, and they live near a waterfall.
And they have plenty of, like, aqua routes to go places.
Yeah.
And I assume that they have more, like, buildings and stuff underwater that we can't see because we're Link.
or Link. Also, it would erode much quickly if it was underwater completely, which is why there's the air bubble. Maybe that's why they had to do it.
They built their civilization out of non-waterproof materials.
No plastic in this world. Anyways, but it seemed like the mer people could swim just fine from the 30 seconds we saw of someone swimming, so my legs theory doesn't really work out either, because it's not like they're
evolved
totally unavailable to...
I don't know.
You think things evolve? They all mutate.
Do you think they built the civilization underwater, or do you think it sunk like Atlantis?
Well, it was called Mertropolis.
I thought it was called Metropolis the whole time.
But then someone
enunciates what is this Superman city?
Why isn't this Atlantis? This could be Atlantis.
Where's Aquaman?
It would have been so easy.
It would have been so easy, but
Aquaman was out at the time. So I guess
for sure I was weirded out by the looks of these mer people. Because when you think of mermaids, well, it's the top half of a human with a fishtail.
I kind of like the twist. I think that the twist is very much intentional.
They do it in One Piece.
Yeah. They do?
To where it's that all the female mer people have human top half and fish bottom half. And then all the male mer people have fish top half, human bottom half.
So they look like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
And the lovely sirens.
They have really nice designs.
Go read One Piece?
If you have the time.
Perhaps One Piece is a... Is it doing good, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just...
They had an entire arc underwater, though, which is why I remember it so well.
Okay. But yeah, it's a definite twist on there's no bottom half fish. It's top half fish, bottom half leg.
I just like how her name is Holly Mackerel.
We are getting very ahead of ourselves. We haven't even explained how we beat Holly Mackerel, which is that Koopa starts throwing wrenches at the Mario Bros.
He sends his poor Rocky wrenches underwater because it's like, wait, they can't swim. They're mammals.
Help them.
How are they not drowning, and how are their wrenches working underwater?
They have a scuba system and we don't know about it.
Sure, okay.
Scuba.
I just like how
The
Mario and
wrench-
Luigi throw the wrench straight into the propeller and it explodes.
They're plumbers, which means they're engineers and know exactly where faulty mechanics lie. Oops. What were you saying though, Vaz?
Oh yeah, the wrenches was a surprise for me because I felt like as soon as the enemies that start throwing them appear, I felt that was like a direct reference to those molds that come out of manholes in the Doom ships, the Doom ship levels. And I always thought those were bones.
Bones?
You thought they were bones?
Yeah.
That's true. I guess dry bones throw bones sometimes.
Bones.
I don't know. It's I guess I never thought it could be something else. But yeah. So that was a realization for me. I never gave much thought to it back then. Now it comes back.
I mean, also there's so much you can get from a sprite. It's only a few pixels long, and then whatever they drew in the manual for it.
I guess I always thought they were wrenches just because I knew they were called Rocky wrenches.
I think by the time I learned about them, the first time I really remember seeing them was in 3D Land, where you jump on them, and by that point, they are very much wrenches.
Yeah, at that point you can tell. Yeah.
At that point, they've gone full mole.
Yes, they're just bisects of the mole. So they start attacking, and they attack the propellers, which causes the
random lasers to shoot out of the Doom sub.
Causes the Doom sub to spin. That's not Vine sauce. And it just starts spewing random lasers.
So what the lasers do is make a cement block.
It destroys blocks, and they make living things into blocks.
I don't know what these lasers are supposed to do.
Anyways, the point
I
is...
thought it was like that one Tanuki suit power-up where you turn into a statue. Maybe?
Why would he have that as a laser?
I don't know.
This is just weird.
I mean,
it's the Koopa laser.
Wasn't the original plot of the first Super Mario game that Bowser somehow turned all of the inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom into blobs?
He did, with a magic wand, though, not with a Doom sub.
A Doom laser.
Oh.
Doom laser.
And he turns
Maybe
them
it was a
into
magic laser.
Blocks.
Peach feels the need to clarify. Mario did not murder millions of toads on his way to go get Peach. Did not do that.
That's a concern we'll have.
Mario is very heroic. He protects the
Toadstool.
princess.
Toadstool by jumping in front of him.
Oh yes, get down, Mr.
Point,
President.
I realized Toadstool has gloves now.
Mr. President.
Get down, Mr. President.
Get down. So apparently once he's in the cement block, even though he's still wearing his frog suit, and they've gone underwater before, but now he can't breathe.
Okay, I understand this. Have you ever seen the movie 4D Man, Vaz?
Which movie again?
It's called 4D Man. It's like a horror movie.
I don't think I have.
Probably not. I watched it on Svengoolie. It's really old. It is not the Swiss Army Man. The Swiss Army Man is about a guy who finds a weird half-alive zombie man who can do a bunch of magical things with his body. 4D Man is about how a scientist who's... I don't really remember what science he's in. He basically figures out how to mess with electromagnetic waves to phase through objects and enter the fourth dimension, which is to say, space.
Okay.
I don't know. And there's a part, and so when he first discovers it, he's pushing his hand up against a block to, like, put a pencil through, but he pushes with too much force, and he gets his whole arm stuck in there. And he stops phasing through it, and his arm starts to lose circulation because it's cut off. from the other stuff, and he has to like calm his nerves and then pull it back out, and his arm is safe.
That's a horrifying experience.
It
to
is
imagine.
very scary.
of
Honestly, that movie's really funny
Hey,
because
where's Candace? Oh, she's standing in the door.
because it's really funny because the movie just turns into him doing petty stuff like, I'm gonna take an apple from the store.
It sounds like the
and
original
not
Invisible Man.
pay for it. I'll reach in and grab an apple. I'll do a few things. And it turns out his body is using so much energy that he's aging rapidly, and the only way he can rejuvenate himself is by sticking his 4D self into another person, stealing their life force and restoring his vitality.
Oh my gosh.
So where did this come from? It's just like, I have to kill somebody because I took an apple from the store window. He doesn't do anything with that, and they're like, yeah, you're dying.
Oh my god.
I can understand that it's that parts of Mario are becoming blocked off from being in the cement suit.
I guess. So he starts drowning.
So he starts sinking into the ground, and he goes, I can't breathe. Ah! But he has to talk like this, and even when dying, Mario finds time for a pun. Because after he says, help me, he goes, holy mackerel. So faint. Holy mackerel. And then
He's saved by Holly Mackerel.
Because she feels very indignant about clarifying her name.
Oh, she's the princess.
Yeah.
Of the
Metropolis. Which, a princess in a city? This does not sound very democratic to me.
I don't know, this is Mushroom Kingdom. Apparently everyone has princes and princesses and kings and whatever.
Yep.
Mushroom Kingdom politics are too complex for me to pitch and, to...
From watching this show, I can agree.
Yes, like there was the episode where they voted Princess Toadstool in.
For president?
For president. So was she a princess? She's also a president.
Exactly. That was so strange.
It is very weird.
So the show gets very real for a second, and they're like, we gotta get the water out of his lungs!
Well, they take them
Get a
in
CPR device!
They take him into the Metropolis, which, as Vez mentioned earlier, is a bubble city underwater, and she puts on her water helmet and goes,
oh, I can't breathe air
much
people.
better.
And this is much better, but it's really hard to see out of the glass. It's like... Is it just the glass opacity?
Maybe she just had a really bad helmet.
I think so. But
I mean...
We meet other people and they can see fine.
Yeah.
I mean, glass curvature can do funny stuff to light.
That's true.
if you are, I don't know, in a pool and you see the half of your body that's submerged, how wonky it looks behind the glass. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. I think also it's that water refraction deal. It's
also
a thing that archerfish have mastered where what something looks like in the water, it looks to be in a different location than when it's above water.
Also, her eyes are on the side of her head, so that's gotta mess with the depth perception.
I feel really bad for her. Yeah.
These poor fish people, they were just designed to fail.
They were designed to die. Very sad. So...
Makes me wonder if my fish can see
enough, by the way, to crash with frog hops. What?
They're super frog hops.
They're super frog hops. So then they pull out this weird contraption. It's
honestly, like a bellow CPR device.
This episode makes me think of Dr. Seuss. This looks like a Dr. Seuss device.
They didn't want to draw Luigi making out with Mario, okay?
Listen. Even Mario USA has standards.
Out with the bad air, in with the good.
Out with the bad air, in with the good.
They just start chanting it.
They do. So then Mario, he wakes up.
He wakes up in like a hallucinogenic state.
I was drowning. It was crazy.
Yes,
I'm in a purple background.
And there was this horrifying, hideous, and disgusting merlady that grabbed me, and it's like, what the heck, Mario?
He's being super
what is so ugly about this merlady?
So rude. with the princess standing right beside, listening to that.
I know. Listen to how he
I love how
bashes
he
women.
says that, and then she's immediately like, "Hey, let's get married."
Oh yeah, that's me. It's an ugly.
He goes
That's
like,
me.
"Oh no, someone, please wake me up."
Stop! I'm having a nightmare. Ma'am, lady, fish.
Whatever you are, he's just so rude to her. Honestly, maybe preferences lie in different places, and I'm more apologetic. But I did not think she looked like the worst.
She didn't look
thing.
that bad.
I mean, the thing that Chubby Chaser had to marry in Nothing But Trouble was scarier than her. And that was a human, maybe. So, I think
I've seen some humans in the
fine.
show that look worse than this.
The Brooklynites. Hideous Brooklynites.
Well, what I am is leaving.
Also, they reused the Holly
yes.
Mackerel.
That was such a
That
good
was a
line.
really good line. Look, lady, we're just not meant for each other.
Oh my god.
Oh, so the princess explains that there was a prophecy or something.
It was a fortune teller.
Along those lines. Oh yeah, and she was meant to meet a handsome frog prince.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so she's like, "Oh, this guy I just saved must be him.
Not this other frog
Not these other
prince.
frog people. Who care about them?"
They're the first come, first serve, baby.
So Mario decides to hide behind fish versions of famous statues.
These fish statues are really hilarious. They're like,
There's the thinker, there's the statue
it
of
becomes
David.
obvious when you look at them that she's not a freak. She's normal in her society. They all have human legs and fish top
Mario's
hats.
just a jerk.
Mario's just being insensitive. So then she walks up to one and is like, "Oh, there you are!" It's just to get really up close and say, "Ah, you're not him. It's just so hard
You're not
to
my
see."
frog, she says.
You're
Yeah.
just a lamp.
Oops. You're just a
And
cardboard
then-
cutout.
So Mario
Exposes himself.
he says he would rather fight 1,000 Koopas than marry one mermaid.
This is just so rude.
Does this lend credence to
What does it lend credence to?
Bowsario?
No. No. He'd rather fight 1,000
He wants to
Koopas.
fight Koopa for 1,000 years.
Yeah. Than marry one lady for one lifetime. So then Mario is like, excuse me, lady, I'm right here. And she goes, "Yes, my gorgeous green hunk." That line read just reminds me of Candy from the Donkey Kong Country show.
Oh my god.
where usually she's all like, "I'm an independent woman." But then sometimes she will be...
She loves her himbo husband.
She loves her himbo, and she goes, "My little monkey dumpling."
Nothing wrong with pampering your loved one.
There's nothing wrong with that. It is true goals. It's like when I look at somebody and I think they're great, I'm not in awe and go, "Oh, you're just the best." I start laughing because I can't handle the emotion of joy going through my system.
That is quite adorable.
God, I love that show.
So funny.
So then he says once more, "I'm out of here," and she cries while he pops away.
Good God, it takes him forever to hop away.
mean.
Like, the hopping noises are driving me crazy.
I think they're the only ones who
Mario
drive me
is a
crazy.
jerk for sure.
He is a jerk, and of course Karma comes and kicks him in the butt
Because now he has aquaphobia.
he's afraid of water because he almost drowned in water, and he gets Luigi's scaredy cat trait. His eyes become green as he's explaining it.
Oh yes, yes they do, and
Gotta use
I-
your noodle,
I
Mario.
didn't recall this, but doesn't the frog suit had like facial expressions?
Yeah, whenever Mario closes his
That was
eyes,
so fun to me.
it matches.
Like,
I think it's also fun that Toadstool's frog suit has eyelashes because she's got eyelashes.
I like how Toads has the little rim around his little toad hat, just to keep it nice and watertight.
The frog suit designs, they were all very similar, but they were characterized for special people. To say, this is their frog suit.
I guess nowadays, if they redid it,
Exactly.
they'd give Luigi like a different animal. Like he'd be an axolotl.
Oh. Vaz goes,
Oh well, Mario
I
would
was
rather
just-
marry a fish than swim with them.
so Mario he's just he's a true fish. He keeps flipping, flopping, and changing his mind.
So now he's like, well, I'm afraid of water, so I guess I have to marry this fish lady.
Well, nope. And they go, come on, Mario, you gotta get over your fear. Quit being such a chicken. Get your sea legs back. And he's like, But you were saying something.
Oh,
Vaz.
yes.
Was it about axolotls?
He says, I'm just too chicken to be a frog, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's too much of a chicken. So
I was
suddenly,
dumbfounded by how easily he accepted that he had to just live the rest of his life married to someone that he didn't even like. After all that he did.
after all that he said and made her cry, he's gonna turn around and be like,
and she's just like, okay.
She just rolls with it.
She is. So
Oh,
Koopa
but
suddenly comes sounding in the sound system and says, you have 20 minutes to surrender, which means 20 seconds before I start immediately throwing enemies at you. Because I hate you. So then suddenly a Dr. Seuss looking merman shows up.
King Mackerel.
King Mackerel.
That's King Mackerel to you.
And he goes, oh, come on, Mario. You're a hero. Can't you go do it? And he's like, of course I hate Koopa and I want to help you, but I'm afraid of water.
And he's like, how'd you get here?
And how'd you get here? So they keep trying to talk Mario into going back in. And
he says a fun little rhyme.
They get him to count in.
Goes 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and there's no way I can go.
I think definitely Perry Barton was the one to be writing all of these lines.
I just love how they keep like jumping in and out of the pipe. Like, I'm in the pipe, nope, I'm out of the pipe. I'm in the pipe, no,
we're gonna be in. No.
Eventually, they all have to jump out of the pipe because the pipe is covered in Boomerang Brothers.
Yes. So Toadstool lets them know that we
Which
have
was-
more Koopas to coop up. Truly, they just.
Oh, yeah.
They just use the
Props
word
out to
coop
Peach for her contribution.
Yeah.
She
She's very
took the lead.
get it together, Mario. You're the hero. You can do this.
Why, did you think Luigi was going to take charge? No.
No. Luigi does not take charge. So they start attacking the Boomerang Bros by throwing donuts
rings?
at them.
Well, Mario
That
just
was-
grabs the boomerang out of midair.
It's like, ah! Throws it back.
Throws it back. And then they just grab those little bouncy donuts that are everywhere and they're like, woo!
Get stuck in them. And some of the
Line them
people,
up to get clobbered.
some of the Boomerang Bros, they get bound in this donut and then they fall back into the water. It's like they are gonna drown.
I thought the donuts were like
Floaty?
floaties.
Oh, maybe they are
Maybe
floaty.
they'll float out. Maybe
Hopefully.
Mario needs one.
It just looked like they were gonna drown the same way Mario was.
We'll drown like rats.
So they take care of all of the Boomerang Bros.
They just line them up and step on them. And it's
they
just
do
like,
frog.
dang.
They do the frog leap where they go jump, jump, jump.
Your
And-
history, Koopa Breath.
So Koopa informs them that was only the first wave of enemies, and
now
there's another wave.
Mario is so afraid that you can't even say the word wave before he starts panicking.
Wave where? What? Oh!
He needs his emotional support, princess.
And Toadstool's like, Mario, breathe, calm your flippers.
Calm your flippers, Mario. We'll just
Peach
leave
was
you
so
here.
supportive in that.
If you can't leave,
If you can't handle this, we're just gonna leave you
we
here.
can take care of it. You can stay here in case Koopa sends more enemies over here.
Yeah,
And
sure.
so they swim off, and Mario
He
looks
gets
so
passive
sad.
aggressive. He's like, I'll just stay here and be a lily-livered frog forever.
He's just so sad. And so Holly is really going blind in her bubble helmet because she goes
And
up
your
to the
breath
pipe.
is fogging up the glass.
It's getting foggy in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was something. Oh, Mario, you have been exercising. You've been working out so much. Your belly is hard as steel.
I just love how for a few shots you could see her feeling up the pipe in the background. Like she's not aware at all.
Oh my god.
That Mario isn't even over here. But
Has she ever even seen a frog before?
King Mackerel runs up and goes, Mario, why aren't you out there too? And he's like, oh, I'm just too much of a coward. He's
and
like,
Holly helpfully is like, oh, it's because we're getting married, Dad.
And she immediately says, we're going to get married right now.
Prepare the royal wedding.
We're getting married right this second. So we see what Luigi, Toadstool, and Toad are up to. But first, we have Hip and Hop tell King Pop.
Oh, I forgot to mention Hip and Hopper in this episode.
Yes, they are.
They don't do anything.
Oh yeah, for a few seconds.
Yeah, and so
I just like Hip's face.
Hip goes,
like
look,
King
Pop,
Rool.
I'm King K. Rool today. With one big eyeball.
Fire the nasty nets!
Okay.
The nasty nets. That was.
So,
Not the nasty nets.
so I made a haiku.
Oh, you have made a haiku
of what Koopa was saying, because there's just so much rhyming and poetry in this episode. I made a haiku. Untitled haiku. Those frogs are swimming. Those lunkheads will never learn. Use the nasty nets.
It's snowing in Mount Fuji.
That is not in my... That was not...
Beautiful.
Everyone knows true haiku ends with an ode to nature. It's more important than the rhyming scheme.
Okay, I'll improvise it now. Use the nasty nuts. Those lunkheads will never learn. Drowning in the sea. Does that have to do with nature?
Sure.
Alright, that came out a bit green.
Woo!
I give you full points.
Poetry.
But you know what?
in
Our
motion.
clams are really fried now.
Oh man, our shells are
So
really
the
shocked, aren't they?
You know, there's a reason people don't
So the
make
nasty
clam
thing-
jokes anymore.
Is it because they could be an analogy?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Oh, he's gonna shuck our oysters.
Much like eggplants.
Oh my.
Like in that Worst Cooks in America where he goes, I've never
seen an eggplant before, but I know what the emoji means.
Truly culture. So...
Oh, that says horn. I'm looking at my note and I'm like, tied up on the ham. What does that mean?
No, so...
They're tied on the horn.
So
okay.
they catch the Luigi, Toadstool, and Toad with the nasty nets, and the meathead Mario is getting married. And as Koopa announces that he is in front of Metropolis, there are some noises.
Well, he goes, all right, Mario, listen to this. And then it's quiet for a minute, and then he's like, Luigi, say something. And Luigi goes, help. Help. Oh no.
They very weakly groan. I'm guessing it's because they're so far away. I appreciate the thought to location when recording, but it doesn't make it sound scary when you hear.
I thought the point was that he was showing off that he's captured them. And he's like,
Yeah,
oh, listen to
he
their
would put a
screams
mic
of
in front of
agony.
them.
It's like, help.
Help. It's like in Luigi's Mansion
I also-
when you hear Luigi down the hall going, help.
Help, help, help.
When he's stuck behind the door. Help me.
I just love how Bowser congratulates Mario on getting married.
Good job, Mario.
Oh, that was so weird. Like, all right, I get it when Bowser can, transmit audio to broadcast system inside the city, but he can also hear everyone inside.
I guess so.
Maybe he just sees Mario standing next to a woman and he assumes,
Like-
oh, they're getting married.
That has to be.
That's what people do.
Maybe Koopa knows all about Holly Mackerel and her hunt for a frog prince.
Well, he's gonna
Well,
throw
he can
him a
read
wedding
from that,
shower.
I guess.
Yeah. And by wedding
Oh
shower,
yes.
I mean break a hole into the
In the
top
ceiling.
of the ceiling, which is this really a bad thing? They can breathe the water.
Exactly. How is that an inconvenience? If anything, he's making the city better for the citizens who actually inhabit it.
True.
I guess so, but
we also see some of the other citizens while
they're the ones that look ugly. Not
I don't know. I like the catfish guy. He was cool looking.
There was a yellow-looking guy.
They were very well designed.
You're liking them all. So,
oops, I had my phone on.
So Mario decides it's time to put his big girl pants on.
Because brave men die a single death and cowards marry mermaids.
This feels like it would not fly today if someone said that on TV. We would get many angry letters and calls and call-outs saying, how dare you imply this about men? It's like, first of all, let people marry who they want to marry. Second of all,
don't force people to marry mermaids, okay?
But don't force them. And third of all,
cowards. Is this where the song was? I think I forgot to even write down the song. It was so bad.
And runs away lives to coop another day. We've learned this since the Super Show. Well, Mario does not believe in this philosophy. So it is song time. It's an Under the Sea ripoff.
I apologize for making you listen to this song, Vaz.
I'd say it's one of our worst songs, yeah.
Was that the song? I found it so familiar, but I just couldn't put my finger on where I had heard it.
It was not Under the Sea, but it was very inspired by Under the Sea with Calypso. If you meet the mermaid, cause if you do, the mermaid's gonna want to marry you. Never kiss a mermaid, cause if you do,
it just made me think of that book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, but with matrimony.
If you give a mouse some matrimony, they're gonna want a mortgage. They're gonna want a new washing machine.
And that catchy song. That catchy song plays while Mario just suddenly starts kicking ass.
Well, he uses his noodle and he gets his
water legs back.
Yep. So he plugs up the hole to prevent. Which honestly, if I was using real physics here, if you just put a storm drain on top of a hole that was pushing downwards, that would not stop the water from going up into it. Like, that would just push it down. If you put the manhole
for sure.
over.
There's also the fact that the hole was coincidentally the exact same size and shape of that manhole that he used to cover it.
That's just, he got lucky.
Like,
usually
you'd have to just knock down the manhole because he was lazy.
Pooh!
He's like, I don't feel like breaking this glass bubble. Let's just poke a hole in the manhole. That's fine.
Boom! There we go. So Mario frees all of his friends.
And Koopa's blasting off again?
No, because they use their nasty nets to grab a bunch of electro eels and send them hurling.
They aren't eels.
They're not eels, sorry.
They're
jellies.
They're jellyfish.
I'm sorry.
I had trouble seeing. I kind of assumed the nasty part about those nets was that they were in whatever they hit, right?
Yeah, they hit the.
Because I remember when they first were throwing them around, you would see them like foam, whatever, and then electric shock. So when they catch Luigi and Peach and Toad, there's this second where I'm just expecting, oh my god, they're going to get electrocuted.
I thought they were going to get electrocuted and lose their power-ups, and then everyone was going to drown.
I guess the frog suit is just not that conductive or something.
Then part two of the episode is getting Peach, Toad, and Luigi over their fear of the water.
Oh no! TG, we only have 1 minute left. Also, that Koopa blasts away. And again, the sound department did good this episode, where he goes, I'll get you for this, Mario!
I wonder if that was an Inspector Gadget reference.
Oh, I'll get you next time, Gadget.
Next time, Gadgets.
I think Deke also did Inspector Gadget, so... Yes, they did, because Inspector Gadget was in a Super Show episode.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
So Mario gets a medal for his bravery.
But no one else
And the
gets
medal
a
is
medal.
just a clam.
Yeah, they all got captured by the nasty nets.
They're
they
all
don't get
baggage.
medals.
So then,
Oh my god.
this is where Peach lost her marbles. So Holly walks up to Mario and says, "I've got you a fishbowl wedding outfit." Because apparently you just have to wear one, even if you can breathe air, you have to wear one. And she crams it onto his head, and because the bowl is really small and his face
Mario's
is really
head
big,
is so fat.
it
just distorts his head so much.
he looks like Wario.
I'm laughing just thinking about it. I took a picture.
Vaz, what did you think about the Wario face?
It was disturbing.
I think it was disturbing.
I thought somehow there was a vacuum created inside it because of how Mario's face just looked like it was expanded to touch every.
Yeah, it looks like it's bloated, like when you get stung.
Exactly.
Like he just got stung by a bunch of wasps.
And different parts of your face swell up at different intervals. It hurts. So then Holly screams, and she goes,
Dad, I can't marry this guy. He's so ugly.
he's absolutely... So this episode's just all about marriage is purely based on physical looks. Sure.
I mean, if we
in
can
the past,
take
Mario
anything
doesn't
from
want to
this
marry anyone.
episode.
He only thinks about pasta.
He only thinks about plumbing.
That lasagna looks good.
Come on, Luigi.
Maybe the princess should have offered him some spaghetti and then he would have married her.
Maybe. I feel like Mario doesn't want to work... He doesn't want to marry his boss. So... Mario goes, "Look, lady, I tried to tell ya. This just isn't working out." So he takes the helmet off, and they all swim back up to the surface.
Whee!
Do, 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 do. Episode's over.
He says something, right? Like before they swim away, he says like a last spiteful thing to them.
It's that we need to get out of here before Holly gets over her fear of me. What?
Oh my
Wario!
God. Mario's so
What
harsh
is
in
her?
this episode.
He is so patriarchal. Maybe that's the word to use for it.
Alright, so
Anyway,
that's the end of the
so
episode.
that's the end of our episode. So, Vaz, you're familiar with our podcast that we pick the most valuable paisano.
Oh, yes. I've seen every episode so far. I love this
Thank
podcast.
you.
Thank you. So, do you have a most valuable paisano?
I actually started thinking about that question right after I saw it, and
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't really know.
I'm gonna
I
give
guess. I mean, I guess Mario saved everyone, and he managed to, self-improve and overcome his hydrophobia in times of need. But
But he did not
he was
fully
also a jerk
self-improve.
throughout the whole thing.
He's still so
I guess-
very
I
misogynistic.
believe.
Misogynistic. That's not how that word goes. Anyway.
All right.
I give
So
mine to
Peach,
Toadstool. Because she was the one who... She became the new leader after Mario wimped out. And she was there to try and convince Mario to help him get back into it. Like, she did her part. I give it to Toadstool.
that's for sure.
Mario
Yeah.
was a lily-livered frogman. He
Yeah.
was so rude. And he was so funny that I have to give it to
You are giving it to Mario, too. I will admit, though, that a lot of the best lines came from Mario.
I was laughing so hard at the end of this episode, I was crying. It's just like so stupid.
It looked very stupid.
Oh my god. It truly is. I think my brain cracked by the end of this episode. I was just like, this is so funny. And Delfino walks in and she's like, it's not that funny. And I'm like, but it's pretty funny.
Need I remind you, Peach, we're only a little bit over halfway through the Mario 3 series.
Oh god.
I feel like watching Mario World's just gonna send us into laughing fits.
I know. That
We're gonna
show
get
is just
sent to the
nuts.
psych ward.
Put me in a straitjacket right now.
We're crazy.
I'm crazy.
We're crazy. So, Vaz, your pick is also Mario?
I believe I believe I switch over to Toadstool as you guys because
Okay.
yeah, his rudeness should not be rewarded.
Yes, I agree.
My runner-up would be Koopa, honestly.
My runner-up would also be Koopa, because he had a lot of fun lines. Being like, oh, look at that.
We don't usually do runner-ups, though, so...
No, we don't. So.
I just thought Mario was hilarious.
So, that is it. Vaz, do you have any social media stuff that you want to promote for yourself?
I mean, I'm not sure. I guess the only thing I have is that Twitter handle where I post my Splatoon clips. But how about I take this chance to plug Hans's channel again?
Oh, yeah. Hans. Yeah, twitch.tv/Hans
Yes.
Gunk.
Yes. Anyone who wants to catch him on stream, he goes live on Wednesday.
Are those
Well, I'm so no, I'm oh my god, I don't know what's happening to my brain. He goes live on Fridays.
Maybe your brain is melting from watching this show.
I believe that could be the case. Yeah. He has a very high energy style. I don't know. I like it. He's very enthusiastic. He always injects life into whatever he covers, and yes, that's about it. Also, hello Nina, I love you. I know she's going to listen to this podcast at some point.
Thank you, Vaz. We love you too.
Well, today I will plug delfinodurians.tumblr.com.
Aw, so kind of you.
For having funny content that I like all the time.
And I'll plug peachsupremeart.tumblr.com, which should have a more consistent art schedule by the time this episode goes up.
Should.
Emphasis on the should. Peach.
Well, I'm looking forward to October.
Our outro is composed by Taylor Lair. You can listen to more of their music at Bandcamp at tlair.bandcamp.com. That is T, the letter T, laire.bandcamp.com. You want to say Paisani with us?
Paisani.
Yay!
Come on, Mario! Time to get your sea legs back. We'll be right here with you. You can do it!
All right, I'm coming in. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and no way I can go. I'm just too chicken to be a frog.